Hey everybody, Otaku Hedgehog here, and I just wanted to make a little video about a brief announcement that the future of this channel, I'm not going to be as active as I used to be. The reason for that is because I've decided that I'm going to go back to school and follow my childhood dream of becoming a video game developer. So, as a disclaimer, I didn't really make a script for this video. I'm just talking off the top of my head, so sorry if I sound scatterbrained. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I feel that in the current state of my life, I'm not really going anywhere. I mean, I've been in the same part-time job for like the past 3 or 4 years, and I mean, I've been applying to other jobs, but I've been having no success. And I've been also trying to do a lot of soul searching and whatnot after I graduated from college in 2015. I tried working on arts, didn't have much success there. I tried coding, didn't have much success there. I tried getting back into YouTube and Twitch streaming, didn't have much success there. So I think it's time that I kind of reset my life and go back to school and figure out who exactly am I and what exactly I want to do with my life. So I guess this will be a good video to dive into my backstory as to why I want to have a restart in my life. Now, I grew up as an only child. For the first 9 years of my life, I grew up in a household where my parents were together and I was an only child. However, in my household, my father was physically abusive to my mother, and as a way to channel all this negativity and to escape it, I turned to video games. More specifically, Sonic the Hedgehog. The reason for this is because when I was a little kid, I had a neighborhood friend who'd I often hang out with, and we'd often play Sonic the Hedgehog on his Sega Genesis, and they're the greatest memories of my life. And again, I felt that playing Sonic with my childhood friend was a way for me to escape from a lot of my negativity going on between my parents. And when I was 10 years old, I was blessed with a little brother. However, after my little brother was born, 1 year after he was born, my parents divorced. And I was told a lot of things during the divorce that from my father that I probably should not have known, such as during my parents' marriage, there was a bit of an affair going on with my mother and her coworker, who's now my stepfather. And admittedly, when he and I first met, we didn't see eye to eye, probably because of a lot of garbage talking that my father was telling me about him regarding the affair and whatnot. So anyway, after my little brother was born, my parents divorced and they separated, and my mother had majority custody of me and my brother. And I was really shy as a kid, so it's really hard for me to make friends. So I had to move to a new neighborhood and start a new school. And when I started new school, it was actually in the middle school. I was in the 7th grade when when I had to start a new school. So I was used to the elementary school system, but the middle school system, I was never really eased in, as in my school district, in my state of America, in Southern California, middle school started in the 6th grade, but for some reason, my elementary school actually went up to the 6th grade, so I never had that introductory year to the middle school system in the 6th grade, so I was just thrown in straight into the 7th grade. So I was really just bewildered. I couldn't function right. I was a mess mentally when I was in my 7th grade year of middle school at a new school, and my grades really suffered because of it. And I was bullied quite a bit. But, oh yeah, and I also didn't have the best teachers, that's for sure. But I was able to, again, channel a lot of this negativity by playing Sonic games. Sonic was always my means of escape. And really, he really saved my life, because I fell into a deep ocean of depression around that time. My parents divorced, I had started a new school, I wasn't making any new friends, and I was kind of the scapegoat for a lot of my father's frustration regarding the whole affair thing going between my mother and her coworker. And I was always put in the middle between my mother and my father's civil war. They're always going to court back and forth in regards to child custody, and in regards to my father not paying his child support. And and I also had to deal with a lot of bratty kids with on my father's side, because my father was dating women left and right, and a lot of them were single mothers with bratty kids. Hence why I don't really like kids, even to this day. So yeah, again, Sonic was always my way of channeling my negative emotions and just escaping from the world. So yeah, 7th grade, middle school definitely was not the best time of my life. And then fast forward to the 10th grade, my mother and my now stepfather decided to move in together. Originally because they're trying to get into the real estate business and fix up an old house and sell it, but due to technical difficulties, my mother hired some people that were incompetent, and so what we had to do, we had to move into the house ourselves. And yeah, I had to live with my stepfather, who originally, once again, didn't see eye to eye with. Probably mostly thanks to my father with his garbage talk about the affair and whatnot. So yeah, in the 10th grade, I had to once again move to another school district and once again make new friends, or lack thereof, I should really say. And I had to deal with my stepfather and my younger stepbrother, who's about like a few years younger than me. And yeah, those weren't very good times either. My stepfather, he likes to, I guess, joke around a lot, but it tends to get on my nerve. Like, he often teased me a bit for liking Sonic and childish video games. But I mean, we're on good terms now, but back then, not so much. So anyway, once again, I was in a really bad point in my life. I had to live with the man that I always felt was the sole reason, well, not the sole reason, but a major trigger for the divorce of my parents. And I needed to start a new school, and yeah, it was just really hard. I didn't have many friends, but I mean, the school was I guess the people there were better than my middle school. Probably just because, you know, in high school, people tend to mature a bit more. And those who don't mature are just a lost cause. But anyway, in the 10th grade, my teachers noticed that there was something mentally wrong with me or different. So, in the 10th grade, I was actually checked out by a psychiatrist, and it turns out that I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is a social disorder and a form of autism. So, I guess Asperger's is explained why I always had such a difficult time socializing with with people and making friends. And so the following year, I was actually, the school tried to lighten up my schedule a bit, since they felt that I couldn't handle the heavy load of classes I've been dealt with. And instead of putting me in physics, in 11th grade physics like I should have been put in, I was actually put into varsity's men's course, which is the worst class that I've ever taken. It was just a music class full of men. There are no girls in the class. It was just full of men, and yeah, you can imagine how well that turned out. The guys were complete goofballs. I got bullied a lot. I mean, the class was an easy A, don't get me wrong, but mentally it was very stressful. Because once again, I was bullied a lot, and the guys were just goofing around and never wanted to get anything done, and it was just a mess. And in that same year, I also had the worst teacher that I've ever had to deal with in my life for 11th grade trigonometry. And yeah, this teacher was so rude and so bad that he actually scared me away from math in the following year and throughout college. And so in the following year, I avoided math, and in graduation, I fortunately got accepted into a UC. And mind you, back then, I didn't know how the world worked. It was always my dream to become a video game developer and to get hired by Sega and to make Sonic games. But I didn't realize how exactly the world worked, how the college system worked, and that you need really strong math skills in order to become a video game developer. And so I went in college just thinking that I could major in anything and get into video games, and no, that's not how things work. I started out as a creative writing major, and after speaking to a few academic advisors, I realized just how off the path of a video game developer I was. So throughout my first year of college, I avoided math classes because, again, I didn't want to be put in the situation I was in high school. And I realized at the end of my first year of college that I would need to take computer programming and math courses in order to become a video game developer, as the main route to become a video game developer is majoring in computer science and getting a degree, a bachelor's degree in computer science, and having a proficiency in C++ coding. So yeah, I was really late to the game. In my second year, I took math and C++ classes, and to put it nicely, I struggled and realized that this wasn't the path for me. This wasn't the right time or place for me. So I ended up switching from computer science to business administration, and I really hated business, but I ended up graduating from college with business in 2015, so at least I was able to survive it. Though Before I graduated in 2013, I had a major wake-up call. Due to the stress of college work, family drama, friendship drama, and depression, I actually ended up being hospitalized at the end of 2013. I was hospitalized in a mental health facility, and so I was diagnosed with depression and was put on medication in order to help with my depression, and was hospitalized for like a week or two. So, I mean, after that, I was able to learn some good coping skills to help with stress and depression. So, I guess in a way that was a good thing for me, as after the 2013 school year, I was able to focus a lot more on my classes and not obsess so much about the past and about negativity during lectures and whatnot. But anyway, that was a general, just a general brief summary of my academic life prior to graduation in 2015. And again, after 2015, I tried soul searching. I tried computer programming on my own. I tried art. I tried YouTube, and yeah, nothing seems to work. So after 4 years of soul searching, I believe that's time that I face my fears and head back to school. I mean, mind you, after I graduate from college, I made the vow to never go to school again, just because of how much stress it caused for me, and just because overall I do not perform well in the classroom setting. Again, this may be because I have Asperger's, but yeah, I just don't perform well in the classroom setting, and it's really hard for me to socialize with my classmates. But I realize my life isn't really going anywhere. I'm really stuck right now, and I feel that the only way to become unstuck is to face my fears and go back to school. I've been doing some research, and my plan is to go to my city's community college this year and to get an associate's degree in math and computer science, and then to transfer to a four-year university to gain computer science, a bachelor's degree in computer science. And if I play my cards right, it should take me about 3 years to do so. So, I mean, that's my hope anyway. And, I mean, once again, I'm not trying to sound all doom and gloom. I mean, I've had a really blessed life. I have a wonderful family, and I was born in a wonderful country. But yeah, whenever I had to deal with stress and I became depressed, I was always able to turn to Sonic as my aid, because, I mean, once again, I didn't have many friends growing up because of my disorder. And I mean, I just love Sonic the Hedgehog to death, and it's always been my dream to make Sonic games and to make video games in general. So I honestly feel like living with no dream is the same thing as being dead, because my life has just been in a rut for the past 4 years. I've graduated college, I have the bachelor's degree to show that I'm a hard worker and that I'm intelligent, but despite that, no one's hiring me. So I believe that it's time that I go back to college and get a better degree than business administration. yeah, I guess that's a brief rundown of why I've decided to go back to school. And I'm gonna put this YouTube channel on hold. I mean, I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. I'm not deleting this YouTube channel or anything. I'm gonna try to post videos when I get a chance and do live streams when I get a chance. It's just not gonna be a weekly thing. Like that Mario, that death battle, Mario vs. Sonic 2018 battle video that I want to debunk. Like, don't worry, that's on my to-do list. I will make a debunk video to that someday. But, I mean, it's just not my priority right now. Right now, I'm studying my butt off. I'm currently studying pre-calculus and calculus. I need to catch up so that I can take multivariable calculus when I get back in school. And I'm also studying C++ programming so that I can take a second semester of C++ programming again when I return to school later this year. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I just don't have time anymore for streaming on a weekly basis. So yeah, again, sorry that I'm sounding so scatterbrained, but I was studying to do, so I didn't have time to make a script right now. And yeah. Oh yeah, in regards to my whole soul searching, I was also trying Japanese. I studied Japanese for a year and applied for JET, and unfortunately I didn't get into the program. So yeah, again, that's another reason why I want to go back to school. I just need to figure out who exactly am I, and what am I good at, and what do I want to do with my life. So yeah. I know, a lot of my life has always been based around Sonic. Because, like I said, the character saved my life. I love the character to death. And it really infuriates me how Sonic and the fanbase are treated on the internet. It's especially infuriating when I see people call the Sonic community autistic. Especially so since I actually have autism, so my dream is to make Sonic games, is to help Sega develop higher quality Sonic games, and to get Sonic's reputation out of the rut. Much like how I want to get my current life out of the rut. So yeah, that's a little, I guess that's a little brief summary of my life as a whole. And so yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know anything else that I want to mention. Yeah, I mean, you guys can always contact me on social media. Link to my social media will be down in the description. But yeah, it's time that Otaku Hedgehog moves on and gets his life together. And again, this isn't the end for Otaku Hedgehog on YouTube and Twitch. I'll still be streaming every now and then when I get the chance. It just isn't going to be a weekly schedule thing. So yeah, guys, I guess that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all your support. Wish me the best of luck in my new academic journey. I'm Otaku Hedgehog, and as always, have a way past cool day. Bye-bye!